Hello, welcome to the data channel, and you are watching Bootcamp for Data Professionals. And as part of this course, which is based on Python, so we'll be explaining how can you practice Python without any installation using an online platform for free. So if you just have an internet and the browser, so you can use the online platform in any browser. So you can use those online platforms to practice the Python online. And in the previous videos, we have seen how to install Python in your machine and how to install the different IDEs, maybe VS Code, Jupyter, Spider, and PyCharm. So these are the IDEs that will help you to be installed in your machine, and that will consume certain amount of memory in your machine, and you need certain configurations, minimum configuration that those requires, right? And after the installation of IDEs, then you can start practicing that in your machine. For that, you need to install Python and also the IDEs in your machine, and then only you can start working. But here, what we are discussing is just about without any installation. We can just use the online web browser or online portals available for free actually to go and practice Python. And if you still want to install IDEs, that is, if you are practicing for long time, and if you want to keep your workspace in a particular folder organized, so I would still recommend you to use IDEs for any kind of development, right? But if you are practicing for a short while, and if you need to practice some for 1 or 2 days or 1 week, so then you can still go for Python online like interpreters that we will be showing in this video, right? And if you want to know how to install the IDEs in your machine, we have put all the description in the description box below. You can go and check those and get the IDEs and Python installed. But without proceeding, if you are new to this channel, we would recommend you to please subscribe and also press bell button for instant notifications. So let's get started. So online platforms for practice. So these are the three online platforms that I can see which are most popular or which will be mostly useful for you. And these are very simple because you just go to the browser and you can just start creating. You can just sign up for first time and you can start using these platforms. And these are the three most popular online platform for practicing Python development, and each has its own unique features and use cases that you can explore, you can use them for. And if you want to choose between these, again, right, so you want to understand it quickly, right? So repl.it, so this is a online integrated development, that is online IDE we can say. So it is used for quick coding, prototyping, and for some education purpose as well. And it supports apart it does support Python, and it also supports other programming language. But for the scope of this video, it, we want Python to be used. So Python is supported in repl.it along with other programming languages. And this is this is simple and intuitive and interface for beginners and any kind of learners, and it allows multiple users to collaborate on code in real time. So that is important, right? If you are working in a common project, maybe academic project or something, so in that case you can collaborate with your co-worker or any other friend that is who is working along with you. So you can use that as a collaborative environment as well. And it's easy to develop, deploy small web apps and APIs also if you're working in those kind of scenarios. And it is a fully featured terminal for executing commands and managing the files as well, right? And if we talk about Google Colab, so it is again, Google Colab is directly from the Google, right? Google gives you this cloud-based Jupyter notebook kind of environment, and also it is used for data analysis, machine learning, and also for educational purpose. So primarily Python with support for other languages through magic commands. So because Jupyter Notebook, as you see, it supports magic commands, right? So we will see in details in Jupyter Notebook or Python sessions. But so if you're aware of magic commands in Python, so you make use of those in Google Colab as well, because it is kind of a Jupyter Notebook kind of environment. And also this is a free GPU access. It gives the free GPU access. That means you can practice machine learning tasks using the GPU and TPU. You can use the machine learning task, and it's also familiar interface for those who knows Jupyter notebooks, right? Because it has a similar interface, and it is easy to access to store and store the files in the Google Drive because it is the Google environment, right? It's provided by Google, and interactive code execution with a lot of graphics and charts is available here, and you can share the notebooks with others, and similar to Google Docs for collaborative work environment, right? So that's the advantage of Google Colab. And if you talk about Python Anywhere, so this is also most extensively used by many people who are practicing Python. So it is used for small to medium sized Python projects and preliminary Python with support bash scripts, right? And it also has simplifies the deployment and hosting Python web applications, right? And we can set up some cron jobs to run a scheduled jobs here. And other thing is it has also supports built-in MySQL and PostgRE SQL databases, so you can play around with the database operations here. And everything is set up in cloud, so no need to have any configuration in your local machine for all of these, right? All of these three. So that's the advantage of using these online platforms for free, right? So now let's go one by one and see how to use these three online platforms. So first, let's see how we can use Repl.it platform for Python. Go to Google and just search Repl.it Python, and you'll get this first link where you can see Python online compiler and interpreter. So as you can see, it's an American startup and an online integrated development environment, and especially for Python, it is extensively used. You can click on this link. I'm logging it for first time, it is asking for this, right? So you need to fill all the details here. So you can give for personal use because you are using for personal, and if you are using for practice, and you can give the level of uh, experience that you have in particular programming language, and then just start click on next. So it will create, you can see, right, there are other options or templates that you can use from, right? By default it will be Python or REPLIT, so you can just use that. So like whatever you work, it will be public, right? So if you want to make it private, so you need to upgrade the plan. It is having certain amount for that, but now since we are practicing, you can just create REPL. And also there is option to import from GitHub. If there is any code, you can import that from GitHub. So first time it will ask you to sign up, right? You need to sign up, and then you need to give your details like first name, last name, just a basic details, and then you will be in this screen where you can start executing the code, right? So as you can see, this is a interface, right? And you can see all the options in the left hand side in the menu where the main.py, the file is already created, so you can start practicing here on writing any kind of code. So and it is very interactive, right? So you can see it is like a any IDE which will show you all the options when you type print, and then so if you type print some string here, right? And it's very simple actually. So it is giving the suggestions also, right? If you see, if you want to use that suggestion, just you can type tab here. But if you do not use suggestions, just don't press anything, and just we'll just see how it executes, right? So it is very simple, and comparatively to the machine IDEs that you install in your local machine, it is more simpler than that, because it is, you need not do anything. You need not install Python. You need not install any tool here. You just start working on the uh, directly on the code itself, right? So there is a shell environment also. If you are want to work in shell kind of environment, you can use shell environment here, or else you can just use the command prompt. You can create a number of files here, upload files, or you can download the files also once you practice is completed. right? And as you can see, it is public. So if you want to make it private, so then you need to sign up, and there is some cost associated with that, right? And you can also share the code with others. So just copy this link and you can share it, collaborate with other users or other developers, right? And you can also use this to deploy to um, any of this using this any of these options for that. But you need is to upgrade to the plan of the it doesn't comes with a free version, obviously. And there are other options, like there is a AI basic model, and there are other options like where you can go and check. There are extensions you can install, other extension to extend the basic functionality of this, right? And so it will add that extension for your account so that you can start practicing those respective things, right? So there are a lot of options you can just go and explore. If you want to extend the basic functionality, you can use this, right? So this is how you use replit.com for Python practice. This is very simple. So and the main thing here is it's quite user friendly, and it is used to kind of do a real-time collaboration with which makes it ideal for pair programming or teaching in that case. And it also supports multiple languages. And but the only problem here is performance. You might struggle with a large project or more complex applications, and it has a less customization and controls compared to the whatever we have seen in VS Code, right? IDEs kind of environment where we will have a lot of customizations available. So in terms of customization, it has few options, but it's still very limited, right? If you want to have more options. So now let's go to the next one, which is Google Colab. So you can just go to Google and you can type Google Colab Python, and it will bring you to this where it will say welcome to Colab, collab.research.google.com. You can click on that. So for the first time, it will ask you the login. Because I already logged in, it is not asking me. But for the first time, if you're logging, right, so then you need to sign up with your Google account. You have option to sign up with Google or any other social media, or you can just sign up with your like basic name details and other name and other details. But it doesn't take more than 30 seconds to do the sign up. So once you do the sign up, you can start creating the notebooks here. So as we said, it is Google Colab is very similar to the Jupyter notebook. So that we can pretty much see here. So you can click on new notebook. So as you can see, this is having cells, right? So it is having a cells where you can pretty much use it like a Jupyter notebook, right? So once you write this line of code in this cell, so you can just execute this using Alt Enter. If you press Alt Enter, it start execution. But initially it might take time because it is still connecting. But once it is connected, it will be faster. So as you can see, it executed, and you can take the new cell here. So you can just go on adding the cells. So this is exactly how the Jupyter Jupyter Notebook interface looks like. So that is why we call it as it is an online version of Jupyter Notebook. And you can give the any name here, first program, something like this, right? And because it is a notebook, at the extension you can see IPYNB. So it's a notebook file. So you can just play around with that, right? So you can create a number of files, and then um, you have an option here. You can maybe rename, save it in Drive. So if once you save it in Drive, you can share it with others. So those people who want to collaborate can connect to this notebook and start doing their contributions to the notebook. And you can see the revision history. So once you see the revision history, you can see how much time the particular changes have been done for this particular notebook, right? So that is how you can start your first program in in Colab, Google Colab, and for writing the Python code. So you can explore other options here, right? In the top menu, and then edit option. So this is like exactly how it is, exactly like a Jupyter notebook, and it is very simple interface. And you can share this notebook with others for the collaborations here, right? You can just click on share and you can use that option. And so the main thing here is the performance, right? So free access to the it gives the good performance when compared to the other one, right? Other online platforms that you see, compared to that, you can perform comparatively a bigger program or execution, you can use it. And other thing is like, it gives you the convenience, right? Because integrated with the Google Drive, it makes it easy to for the file management and sharing, because most of us are having a Google account and Google Drive. And it's ideal for data visualization and reporting, and also education content, because it uses a Jupyter notebook, right? So the interface, and it can create a lot of visualizations for that matter. But some of the drawbacks of this is, sessions can get disconnected after a period of inactivity. That is obvious, because so they provide Google provide you some kind of cluster, but once you if you are not using it, so whatever you have written that session, right, the session will expire again. You need to execute that session to bring that session to active state. And that is with most of the online, like online interpreters or compilers, right? And installing and managing dependency can be a issue here in some cases, compared to other IDEs, right? But so there are, but if you are a Jupyter kind of a person, Jupyter notebook kind of a person, you want to use that interface, definitely you can go for this. So finally, we will see how to use Python Anywhere. So Python, you can go to Google and type Python Anywhere. So it will bring up this pythonanywhere.com. You can click on that. So it is also a web-based Python development and hosting platform, and it is developed by Anaconda. And as you can see, there are multiple options here. As a beginner, you can use a free account, but if you want to use for certain use case, right, so then there is a certain cost associated with that. So you can, if that is a requirement, you can use, but for a practice purpose, we would recommend you to use this. For the first time, you can give the username, email ID, password, right, and click on register. Once the registration is, you click on register, right, so you will be able to see you are already logged in, right? And you can just go, you can see here there is already a dashboard available, and it shows the details. And since you are using for the first time, right, so you can uh, pretty much like your account does not support Jupyter notebook, right? So if you want to upgrade, so again there is a cost associated with that, right? But if you just want to run a basic code, you can still create a basic codes here, right? You can just go to the more option. So here you can see there is a new file option, right? You can just type like first.py, and then you can click on new file. As you can see, you are able to log into the first Python program already into the Python Anywhere, and you are able to create a first program here. So again, we will try to just write the simple code, right? And again, it is simple to execute this. Just click on run this file. So first time it may take some time, but as you can see, it is loading the environment, and it is able to print the hello the data channel, right? So, and after that you can click on share, and you can get the sharing link for this, and you can share it with others for the collaboration, and you can save it, and you can do a save as, and you have a run option here. And there are other options here like dashboard, consoles, files. You can just databases also is one of the thing where we were telling, right? So there is a built-in support for MySQL and PostgreSQL databases. You can go and explore that, right? And you can also schedule the jobs. Like there's a task, you can go and schedule the jobs to run on a specific time based on the schedule basis. So this is again Python Anywhere has a advantage of it simplifies the process of deploying and hosting web applications, and it provides web-based tools for coding, running script, and managing databases, right? But it comes with a cost, right? Because the free tier that we are seeing has a very limited features, but advanced features require a paid subscription. And also, like performance wise, it is limited to limited by the resource available in the free tier, so which may not suffice for the large projects. And it is not suitable or not preferable for the collaboration. While it supports multiple users, it is not designed for kind of a real-time collaboration like other we have seen, right? Reptl and Google Colab. So those are more collaborative in terms of real-time collaborations, right? And comparing all this, right? So we have seen all of these three online interpreters or compilers, right? So what we can conclude is we can still it's your choice to use which one is suitable for you. And if you consider Replt, it's best for quick quick prototyping, education, and multi-language support with a real-time collaboration, and it is suitable for small projects and learning environment. And Google Colab is ideal for data analysis, machine learning, and educational purpose. And it would be a great tool for working with Jupyter Notebook. And since it offers access for powerful GPUs and TPUs, that is also option to choose when you are having a machine learning kind of scenarios. And Python Anywhere not so preferable compared to Repl.it and Google Colab, but you can use it for deploying and hosting Python web application with minimal setup, but there is a cost associated with that. So it provides an integrated cloud environment for developing, running, and managing Python project, and it is good for web applications. But because we are concentrating on Python for data professional, I would recommend you to use the other two ones, which are Google Colab and REPTL. So these two are more preferable for data kind of scenarios, not Python Anywhere. Python Anywhere you can use it for web application, deployments kind of scenarios. But as a data professional, so I would recommend you either use repl.it or Google Colab, right? And in this video we wanted to share that without installing how you can get started and start practicing Python for free in an online platform, right? So hope this was useful, and if it is useful, please share it with your friends and colleagues. Thanks for watching.